Good morning. Just noticed my hair's a little messed up. Oh well, I'm sure it'll get way worse. It's like silly looking though. Like what's going on with Miss Marcella's hair? Oh well. I guess I'm just gonna be a little bit of an alfalfa today. All right, so I'm here to talk to you guys about our the project that we did, and some of you may have not been able to attend, or you may not have had the materials. So the materials are we had some toilet paper rolls, and then some straws. And I've done this a little bit with my classes. I did it a little bit. So when I say it's like a toilet paper roll. Um, if it's still got toilet paper on it, it's no big deal, but it will provide friction. So if it does have it on there, I'd take it off just because when you have something around another thing, it provides friction. So we have the toilet paper roll. We have some straws, and like these were bendy straws. I didn't really mean to buy bendy straws, but it was the only way I could get a lot of straws. So if you have regular straws, it actually works better. So what I am doing is I'm seeing like if any are bent, because if they're bent, that's going to make it also have resistance, and they're not going to roll really smoothly. So if they're bent just a little bit, it's one thing, but like if they're bent like this, I mean, you could try to fix it, but I can tell these were tried to be fixed and they don't really fix. So those just end up being trash. So we have the rollers. And as you remember from the video that I showed you last week, the rollers are a simple machine. So in our video last week on Science Max, we saw Phil roll that giant machine by just putting some plastic rollers. So this is a way that we can prove that what he's talking about is true. So I got these. I got my toilet paper roll. The toilet paper roll is going to be your car. And that's why the directions were to have paper strips. And so that's going to make your car. And then tape. The tape is so you can decorate your car. It's really not for anything else, but I'm using tape to demonstrate how this tape is going to have friction on the table, and that then these rollers are going to help me get rid of it. So I actually made my car out of like my decoration for my car. So that's what the tape and the paper is for, to decorate your car. So this is my imaginary car, and I use extra gum because I like silver. I like my car to be flashy. So I use silver, and then I basically just tape this on. So it's not going to stop it from rolling. Okay. And so then we're going to go ahead and start the demonstration. So I'm going to show you my space. Now, this is tape. Now, I'm going to show you, like, just so you can tell that I'm using force. I used to have a muscle. My shirt the other day I did. I don't know if you can see it, but look, I'm really using my muscle. It's really kind of a flabby muscle, but it's not moving. So, okay. So this has rubber on it. And, like we know that if we put rubber on our shoes, that's going to stop us from sliding across the kitchen floor, where if we had socks, we would. So this got some resistance as far as friction is holding this down. So now what happens is I take my rollers and then I put them in place. Now I put my tape on here now. Now watch. I can move it with my little fingers. Very little force. Just like whenever they built the pyramids in Egypt, they used rollers to move those big stones. Now, to make concrete rollers, that would have been a craft in its own, because they would have had to use a pick to make the roller round, because they use stones for that too. Because they didn't have plastic whenever they moved that Egyptian with stones. Now, so then for the fun part, so I said, you know, decorate your car. And then now I'm gonna see what happens when I do my car. Like if I just take my car, it doesn't really do much. I mean, I can push it, but you can hear that there is friction. So now I'm gonna go. I can go everywhere in this car, right? With very little force, I can just roll it everywhere. So that's that part of the experiment. Now, remember, this is a simple machine, rollers. So in the future, believe me, you're going to see simple machines. I can almost promise when you get to middle school and high school, you're going to talk about simple machines every single time that you're in a science class at some point of the year. And the reason I want you to learn this is because it'll make better sense to you. And I'm trying to give you background knowledge, because when you actually go and take a test and you see all these answers and they all seem right, and if it says a simple machine, you're just gonna be like, that's not a straw. Yes, it is. A straw is a simple machine. It's a roller. So that's how come you have to connect this with your background knowledge. And that's why I'm trying to teach you at 5 years old and all the way up to 5th grade, everybody's doing the same experiment. I'm trying to give you foundational knowledge in science. And so background knowledge. So yes, a straw is a simple machine if we put it into play this way. Now, the next simple machine is the wheel. Now, in order to get a wheel to spin, you actually put it on an axis. So the wheel and the axis. All right, now the wheel spins on the axis. Now, obviously this one isn't very secure because I just put it on here, but I could fix that by putting a couple stops on the ends if you wanted to. In fact, I could even do this and it would probably help, right? So I have a wheel and it's just spinning, 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 spinning. So the wheel is also a simple machine. Other simple machines are, we've talked about levers and fulcrums. So anything can be a lever and a fulcrum. So let's say this, I just pulled it out as a piece of cardboard. Now I take one of my rolls here and now this is like a seesaw, right? Boom, 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 boom. It's like a seesaw. So the experiment, what we saw on the video was how he could, if he had a longer lever, and he called it a lever, and I'm just going to say from lever to lever, it really depends on where you're from. I think in the North, they speak a little different. They pronounce things a little different. And he was definitely speaking kind of different on purpose. He was like, a lever, a lever, a lever. But we think of it as a lever because it literally, if you think of what a lever is, for instance, the lever on your mom's car or dad's car when they put it into gear, this is a lever. It's also a lever, I guess, if you pronounce things like that. So don't be confused. They're the same exact thing. So the lever or lever is what we put on the fulcrum. And the fulcrum is like, if I shape this like more like a triangle, I would give you a better perspective of what it can do. It's a seesaw, you know. Now, if I move the fulcrum over, now it becomes a ramp. A ramp is also a simple machine. So you have rollers, you have wheels, you have ramps, you have a lever on a fulcrum. And so like if I'm trying to lift this, I don't know if I can even get that to stay. I'll try though. Oh, I have to go to my PLC. That's the lesson today, guys. Sorry it was so quick, but I hope you got the point and you have a wonderful day. Miss you.